Done in the old NFEZ.
Well, they're round 2, you mean?
Round 1's done.
Round 2, you mean?
Well, the other one was wild cards.
It was done last week.
Wild cards. We counted wild cards.
That's true.
This is the real round
Divisional
one.
is the fun weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Pats killed the Ravens. The Seagulls.
Not really.
Well, not killed.
The Ravens were whooping them. Then Pats came back. Ravens were whooping them. Pats
I said
came
the Ravens
back.
are going to way back in
the Ravens
Christmas time,
are Patriot killers most of the time.
Yeah.
So.
The Seagulls went over the Panthers.
Yeah, that was a murder.
Yeah.
Green Bay overturned their way over Dallas.
Oh, it was beautiful.
We'll talk about that momentarily.
Poetic justice.
Yeah, and the Colts beat the Broncos.
Yeah, Peyton.
Holy shit.
Peyton Manning strikes again.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
Peyton Kershaw.
this wasn't that type of Peyton Manning. This
wasn't?
Was the old Peyton Manning now. And I mean age old.
Yeah, he's getting old.
This was a different Peyton Manning that lost.
Yeah, it came out today. Not yesterday, but today, that he's been battling an injury for the last month, which not a surprise.
Not just an injury.
Yeah.
Well, torn quad.
Yeah, that's
not a surprise because he really shitted up the last month of my fantasy team.
Right. He was awful.
He was horrible. He was losing games for me.
But
his brother was putting up better numbers.
Yeah, he was.
A torn quad makes
not
sense,
a joke.
Though. And if
wrong.
you watched every time he got sacked, he kind of held on to his quads every time, don't go away, don't give out.
Yeah.
So, and it
Triple H? Did he slip on some confetti?
Yeah. He just slipped slightly and tore the whole thing off. He takes steroids, is what I'm trying to say.
He's like, please don't tear my quads apart.
Good night, everybody. You can't top that.
Joke of the night.
Cannot fucking top that. That's the name of the show right there. Please don't tear my quads up.
But, at least that means if he can get healthy for the regular season, maybe he's not done for. After watching him yesterday, I thought he was done for because I thought maybe it was dead arm, dead legs, just from
I thought he
full
was a
season.
dick for.
But torn quad, that makes sense why he was overthrowing because he was probably using the other leg to put all force he could into those throws.
What about his third leg?
He's like, I wish I had one.
That's right. He's like, I'm white.
I would have used that quad.
I'm not Kaepernick.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, John Fox and the Broncos mutually agreed to part ways today.
Parting ways.
Yeah. Crazy.
A lot of drama in the DVR.
The rumor started before the game yesterday, actually.
You can't say LBC. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
The rumor started before the game yesterday. Said Fox made himself available for teams if the Denver Broncos lose. So that tells me that Peyton Manning's probably back next year. And that Gase, their offensive coordinator, they didn't want to lose him to a head coaching position because he was up for a lot of interviews if they lost. So it sounds like they want to move him up so Peyton doesn't have to learn a new offense next year, so they can make one last run for the Super Bowl, which is a smart thing. Mm-hmm. But John Fox is a good coach. He took the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl.
He is a good coach.
And then the Denver Broncos. Now, this throws a whole new fucking monkey wrench into the pot of the San Francisco 49er head coaching search.
Or you mean talking about the Oakland Raiders?
Yeah, he has a choice, Oakland or San Francisco. Where are you going, John Fox?
Hey.
Yeah, today Oakland just interviewed a local high school coach. Told him he'd have to take a pay cut to join the Raiders.
Now that Rex Ryan's out of the loop, which we'll talk about.
Yeah,
I want John Fox as the new 49ers.
I would certainly take John Fox. In fact, I would actually take him on the Niners over Rex Ryan. Just their styles, I think he would fit more in the Niners.
Not only that,
their current players.
John Fox. Let's remind everybody.
Is a Fox.
Let's remind everybody. Took Jake Delhomme to a fucking Super Bowl. That's kind of like John Harbaugh taking Joe Flacco to a fucking Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Or
that never happened.
Tom Coughlin taking Eli Manning to 2 Super Bowls.
That never happened.
That's impressive. Jake Delhomme, if you don't remember.
Or Shane Falco.
Jake Delhomme was terrible. How he stayed a starting quarterback was all John Fox. That's all I can say. Because as soon as he was a player on any other team, he was gone from the league and done.
Dunskies.
Yeah. So John Fox for the San Francisco new head coach.
Yeah. Olivia in the chat room cracking things up. She says, what does the Fox say?
That's right.
Yeah.
He says, I want to be a Niners coach.
That's right, he does. Right. Yeah. If we can't have one of the Harbaugh brothers, I'll take John Fox.
That's right.
That is right.
I bet you Fox is chomping at the bit to coach a player like Kaepernick, too.
Was that a pun on the whole Fox thing? Chomping?
That's right.
Yeah. I know you're not that funny.
Where are the rabbits?
Yeah. So lots of drama in Denver. Equal amounts of drama in Dallas. As we remember last week when Dallas played the Detroit Lions, They got that fancy little call that went their way, and they ended up winning the game for it. Well, turnaround is fair play.
Comeuppance.
Karma,
I say.
Karma's a biatch.
That's right.
I'd say more comeuppance because karma relies on you being an asshole. Dallas wasn't an asshole. They just got lucky.
Okay.
This week, it was
The
an
whole city's a bunch of assholes.
It was an incomplete pass. By the rule, it was an incomplete pass. You have to be able to hold on to that ball all the way through.
Yeah.
So, the whole thing was Des Bryant caught this amazing catch, fell down right at like the 1 yard line, and it could have sealed the game for Dallas against the Packers.
Well, it would have put him back in the lead, but there still would have been 5 minutes left for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but
that's a lot of time.
I think this kind of would have sealed it for Dallas.
No, because
maybe not.
all that Green Bay
Aaron
needed,
Rodgers is hurt right now.
Yeah, but we saw how he played hurt yesterday. He still outplayed Tony Romo. So
and Kaepernick,
right? But Kaepernick was dealing with a handicap.
Right.
Greg Roman.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of felt too though that had he came down and it was a catch at the 1. And me rooting against the Cowboys, I was kind of like, oh, man.
I wasn't afraid because they would have only been up by 2. Maybe,
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
And then if they went for 2, maybe only 1 or 3. And knowing Aaron Rodgers, he would have gotten him within field goal range. And Crosby is a great field goal kicker.
Yeah, the chat room knows what's up. Olivia says, sorry, Dallas fans are dicks. 2015 champions my ass. There's a picture of the guy. There's a picture of the guy who got a tattoo that said Dallas 2015. We'll post that up, too.
That's right.
And Mandy says, Dallas sucks ass. They got what they deserved. You're right. So... Here's the thing. The refs, because it was challenged, got this really great replay in slow-mo in 84 different angles, including up the ass. And what they saw, what everyone at home saw, was there was one angle at slow-mo where as he fell down, not only did the ball come a little loose, but it actually left both hands for like a fraction of a second.
Which I saw in real time, and that ref that was standing there, he was like, oh, it's still a catch.
Well, it was hard to
why
tell.
Why aren't you even looking at him as the ball's popping out of his hands?
In real time, it was hard to tell if it left both hands. I thought he still had it on one hand.
Or if it just squeezed out of his hands and caught it back in the end zone.
Or if it even
exactly,
hit the ground.
Yeah. But that slow-mo did reveal that it definitely left both hands. And the letter of the law is, it is an incomplete pass if you do not maintain control of the ball as you hit the ground.
It's Calvin Johnson rule.
Yeah, and Calvin Johnson's was more of a catch than
right. Well, it's the Calvin Johnson rule, and this is where it really gets fishy. Is there? He says I had 2 feet on the ground already, so it's a catch.
Well,
and was making a football play.
Nope.
But this is what he says.
I know.
Hold on. This is what he says.
Go ahead.
And if you're making a football play, which would mean a play for the end zone, it's not an incomplete pass. Because he had the 2 feet on the ground, and he's making the football play.
That's a football play if you're a toddler, I guess, because you're like crawling.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
What they're trying to say by football play is something that's common to the game. And a guy who's acrobatic enough to be able to do what Des Bryant was is amazing, but it's not a common athletic move. And the problem with what Des did is he tried to get greedy and reach for the end zone. And what he should have done is tuck the ball, take it to the 2 yard line, let DeMarco Murray, who has been great even with that broken hand, try to bust that.
Tuck that chin and watch the clothesline.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's his fault for getting greedy and diving for the end zone.
Plus, let's be honest here. Not only would Dallas have not fared well in the next round against the Seagulls.
Oh, no.
Fuck Dallas.
A healthy Seattle. Yeah. See, they beat Seattle early in the season when Seattle was not 100% on defense.
Right. Now Dallas,
defense is different.
Tony Homo is hurt.
Yeah.
Well, he's always hurt, though. His ass is always a little sore.
Yeah.
My ass is on fire.
Exactly. That's written for Tony Homo. Seagulls are looking good, unfortunately. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But there's no way. Now, the Green Bay Packers can seal my pick as the losers in the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Yep. Packers have the team to beat the Seattle Seahawks because even though what they lack on defense, they make up for on offense. And
because they have the best quarterback in the league.
Right. Seattle's offense is so porous, and I mean so many holes on that offense. All they have is Russell Wilson. If they can contain Russell Wilson,
and a shit ton of skills,
and then not let Marshawn Lynch go crazy,
not let him hold his dick.
Which they have Julius Peppers. I think Peppers can really just latch on to hold my dick. If Julius Peppers can contain Lynch and then Clay Matthews can contain Wilson, that team has nothing. They've got horrible wide receivers and terrible tight ends. So they've got nothing. And if Aaron Rodgers to me is a guy who can do just enough against a great defense to win a game.
The actor Luke Wilson, wasn't he their tight end that was scoring all those points?
Yes.
The actor.
The actor? Reminds me of Back to the Future.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to do there.
The actor?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's when I heard. I was like, Luke Wilson, the actor.
So since we're talking about it, should we get into picks now?
Love Daniel's references.
Yeah.
Did we talk about it? Yeah, the catch, fuck you, Dallas. Drama in Denver. Yeah, let's talk about picks.
All right.
All right. So NFC Championship game, Green Bay and Seattle. Green Bay you already had going in. Do you still have Green Bay, Mr. Rebound?
Stinky cheese all the way.
Yeah.
I think you had Seattle going.
I
to the
did.
Super Bowl. Do you still have Seattle
I
going?
still do.
I had Green Bay winning it all, and I still think that happens. I still think Aaron Rodgers, he's having one of the best seasons of all time, if not the best season.
What kind of bet can we make? We both agree the Packers are going to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Do we both agree the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl?
Well,
At this point, my mind and my brain say yes,
But my body.
but my wallet
Tell me now.
my wallet once again, since I got Indianapolis in my draw at work.
Okay.
that's right.
I want them to win, but I still think New England
Trying to think of a gentleman's bet.
after New England came
Between
back the
two
way
of
they
us.
did against Baltimore twice and then still pulled out of the win, I think they destroy Indianapolis, unfortunately. But a gentleman's bet.
We can think on this.
Should we wait until Green Bay actually gets there?
Sure.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
wait till next week and see.
You know, let's wait till we know who's going to the
Right.
Super Bowl, and then all
because it'd be stupid to make a bet that might not
right.
happen.
Well, all TCS people can
yeah, all four
participate.
of us.
Yeah.
Maybe the IS. No.
Well, maybe Phil though. Maybe Phil wants to jump
Yeah,
in too.
Phil.
So,
Get
anyways,
fifth in there.
we'll continue on. So, yes, you and I have the stinky cheese. Daniel's got the Seagulls. On the
Which,
other end of
no
things,
bad pick there.
Right.
Both those teams are great.
Yep.
It's hard to pick. It's
And
a hard
then
pick.
New England against Indianapolis. Like you got New England, obviously. I do
Right.
too.
Yeah,
What
that-
about you, Daniel?
That was my pick originally. Was
New England winning the
versus
world
Seattle.
the Super Bowl, right?
No, I had Seattle beating them.
Oh, beating them.
repeating.
Ooh.
So you
Yeah.
you've got a lock almost on that too. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Stranglehold on it.
right.
That's right. Interesting. All right, we'll move on then. Is there anything else we need to talk about from this weekend football-wise? No? From this weekend? I mean, there's a lot more football to talk about.
Was there anything else interesting?
Not really.
Once again, Andrew looked good. He made a mistake that I thought he would make a few of them.
Peyton Jr.
Yeah.
He made a mistake in the game where he threw into double coverage and made a bad interception.
God,
And I
yeah.
thought that interception was going to lead to Peyton somehow pushing through and bringing the Broncos back, but
Bringing the pain.
he didn't have it.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Luck once again turned it around and made smart decisions, so they won the game.
And that was a bad pass. I was like, what are you doing? There was like 4 Broncos.
Yeah, I was
there.
like, there's the Andrew Luck from last year right
Yeah,
there against the Kansas City
seriously.
Chiefs.
He just saw bright colors.
right. He's like,
Throw the ball!
there's a couple guys over there. I'll throw it that
They've
way.
got horses
You try,
on their
lady.
jersey.
I like horses. Did you guys see the picture that Tom Brady posted of him riding the Colts mascot?
No.
Apparently, Tom Brady can use like MS Paint. This is a horribly photoshopped picture of him riding the Colts logo.
He did it?
Yeah.
He takes time from banging his model wife
Yeah.
to use MS Paint.
Maybe
he
he's
uses-
doing it at the same time.
Well, maybe, but I just figured he's in his refractory period.
Yeah.
to,
He got bored watching tape. He's like, I got to make fun of Andrew.
Wait.
Luck.
The chat room's making fun of us for World Series. Did one of us say the World
I
Series?
must have said it.
Uh-oh.
Because when I said Super Bowl later, I'm like, did I say World Series earlier?
I
So-
didn't even catch
yeah.
that because I'd love to make fun of you for that.
Right.
God damn it, Daniel! These beers are so fucking strong.
Sorry.
It's like 28% alcohol or something. Let's move on to the rest of the league. Kaepernick has hired Kurt Warner as an off-season mentor.
Whoa.
Wait, they said I started to. I don't
Yeah,
know.
'cause
Maybe
you're an
someone else
ass
said
face.
World Series. I don't know.
World Super Series Bowl.
It's a Japanese
Championship.
football championships.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Welcome to the World Series Super Bar.
Super American Cowboy #1 Bowl.
That's right. I am feeling. Thank you, Mandy, in the chat room. So Cap has hired Kurt Warner. Can't be bad.
No.
Can't be bad. It can only help.
The only question I have is,
Why not hire Tim Tebow?
you have like the first great running. Yeah. One of the quarterbacks of the San Francisco 49ers was probably the greatest running quarterback up until his time, Steve Young. Why didn't you call Steve
Right.
Young?
It's true.
Right. Hey,
fuck?
I have at my disposal not only Steve Young, but probably Joe Montana.
Yeah.
So how about I call Kurt Warner?
Well, Steve Young, the most accurate passer of
Yeah.
all time until Aaron Rodgers came along. And I call. Well, Kurt Warner, though, is amazing.
He's a
Yeah.
great quarterback, but
But
he's no Steve Young, Joe Montana.
You're right, though. Steve Young
Right.
had the wheels, man. That's
Then-
right.
Well,
What
you
a
know what?
trip.
Kurt Warner has the 3 highest yards totals in Super Bowl history. So maybe he's like, I want to get that Super Bowl yards total.
It's a lot like Bynum saying, Kareem wants to teach me how to play basketball? Fuck that, I'll do it my way.
I'll just call Bill Russell instead.
Fuck
Right.
a skyhook.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Call
bowl and hurt my
Call
knee.
the rival.
Yeah.